So I just picked up the missing piece in the puzzle, and that missing piece was this Knob Creek 12-year that I picked up today. And that means we're going to do a three-way Knob Creek blinds. Knob Creek 9, 100 proof, Knob Creek 12, 100 proof, Knob Creek 18, 100 proof. Really quick, Knob Creek 9, I just have this small sample. I do prefer, honestly, the Knob Creek 9 single barrel or the single barrel select, any of those, specifically the single barrel select with the store picks. But for this purpose, I'm just got the base one, just the basic 9, just kind of to use as an experiment when I compared it against the 18. We'll get to that in a second. The 12 I've had a long time ago, just one time, and I remember that I recall it was a little bit better than 9, but it was a long time ago, long before TikTok, and I've come a long way in my bourbon journey since then. We found this for $59, and in New Jersey, that's about the best price that I've seen it at. Typically, it's in the 60s, and oftentimes it's in the 70s. $59 was definitely a buy for me. And of course, last but not least, this 18, Knob Creek 18, I reviewed this previously, used a gift card for this, $154, which is why I used the gift card for it. Absolutely, probably about the best price that I've seen. I also see, in the 160s, I see it. There's one store that has $220 for it, but I know around 160 is about what it should be. 154 is about as good as I've seen. We got it for that. We got 3 Knob Creeks here, same juice, different ages, 9, 12, 18. The deal is this Knob Creek 9, now this is a 375. The 750 goes for around the mid-30s, mid to high 30s, $35, $39, somewhere in that range in New Jersey. This I said was 59, but generally call it in the 60s, and this was 154. You can call it in anywhere 150s to 160s. So basically, this 9, another 12, another 3 years here, we'll call it another $20 or up to double the price. And these two separated by about $100 in price, the 12 in the 18 for another 6 years of age. We want to see, we're going to do a blind, pick out which one we like, what we think which one is. And the bottom line really is to determine what is the best overall pour and value. And I have my mind in some places, and for some reason, I'm pretty certain it's not going to be the 18, but I know this is good. I know it's better than the 9. I have not put it against the 12. The question is, is it, in this case, is it $100 better than this? And certainly when we did it with the 9, we said, was it 4 times the price better? No. It is better, but it wasn't 4 times as better as much as the prices and double the age. So let's do it 3 ways. We're going to pour these up, mix them up, and we're going to get started. Since the Knob Creek is a fresh crack, we got to do that on camera. That wasn't bad. I just hate these tabs. Okay, so as you can see, we have these poured up. They were mixed up. I have no idea which is which. I did notice when I was pouring them, and you can see this right now, I did not see any dramatic differences in the color. One would think from going from a range of 9 years to 18 years with 12 in the middle, there would be. But, they are all the same proof at 100 proof. I don't notice anything that's dramatically different. Maybe the 18's a drop darker, but honestly, it's nothing that's hit me. So that's the case. Also, want to note that what we're missing here in terms of the Knob Creek row, all of the Knob Creeks, it's part of the Jim Beam small batch collection. We're missing the Knob Creek 15. Honestly, I think I've seen it once in a store. It was probably around $130, which would kind of make sense in terms of where this falls. I haven't heard many good things about it, and I have not seen it since, so we're going to do the 9, 12, and the 18. And, of course, this is the same Jim Beam mash bill, 77% corn, 13% rye, 10% malted barley. So we are going to, just going to randomly just go this way, and we're going to first give each a nose, and we'll see what we think. Okay. Do this delicately here. Okay. Let me do this one more time. This is so close. I mean, honestly, already on the nose, I can tell you this is a lot closer than it should be. I'm getting, probably of the 3 of them, I'm getting the most nose on the one in the middle. Seems to be the richest. Which would make me think, just based on that alone, and having had it before, I would think that would be the 18, but And that means that, these two would be the other ones. But let's go from the taste. That's usually the best indicator. Cheers. Okay. Cheers. Okay. Cheers. All right. Well, one taste in, let me just again say this is really a lot closer than you would think given the the vast age differences here. Let me run through this once more. Okay. All right. First blush, the one I said I think I was getting the most nose out of, which was the middle one, I think has the richest flavor. There's a certain leathery type, rich, older, more sophisticated flavor that I've gotten out of the 18. So let me just start with that one. I'm going to guess the middle one is the 18, and we'll start with that. Let me just see. It is. Okay, that one's kind of a little obvious to me just because of the fact that there is, it's 18 years in oak. There's definitely a, I don't know if it's leather or there's definitely something deeper there. Where it's going to get interesting is these two here. So that being the 18, one's the 9, one's the 12. We're going to another taste. These two are a lot closer. I'm running out here. If I had to guess, it's a little bit more out of this one than this one. I'd have to say this is the 12. It is. All right. All right, we got it right. And now with that said, let's get to the real important thing here. These are not as dramatically different as one would think. The 18 I can pick out because it has a certain age to it. It's definitely a little bit more leather, a little bit more age. But as I said when I did it against the 9, it was not 4 times, it is not 4 times better than the 9. Straight out. $35 to $39 versus $154. No, it's not. So while that has the most flavor, honestly, the 9 is not like trailing that far behind. Now, between the 9 and the 12, it was a lot closer. So I said that 9, 12, there's nothing left in here. The 12 is a little richer, but I got to be honest with you. So this is the deal, honestly. First of all, you can't go wrong with this 9, Knob Creek 9, for at least here between $35 and $39. This, wrong one. The 18, it's not happening again. I mean, this is probably, I would say it's the best of the 3 in terms of the richest flavor and the most oakiest, a little bit of leather and maybe the richest flavor, but this is very close to the 12. And I have to be honest with you, for is it $100 better than the 12? Absolutely not. So that was a one-time, one and done. And then really the decision, is really between these two. Do you spend $35, $39? I got this for $59, but generally it's in the 60s. That's a decision where you can say, yeah, is the 12 a little bit better? I think it is. In fact, I'm going to pour up one more time between those two and just try that again. Okay, so in summary, here's where I'm at. The 18 is better than the 12, and the 12 is better than the 9. But the differences between them are not that great. Certainly not that great to justify the price differences. The 9 is in the 30s. The 12, you got it for $59, it's in the 60s. And the 18 is, I got it for $154, it's in the 160s. This is the deal. They're all 100 proof. If I had to go choose, the 18's not happened. If I had to choose between the 9 and the 12, honestly, to me, I know a lot of people like the 12, and it is better, but to me, it's not almost doubly the price better. I would just as well go for the Knob Creek 900 proof. But of all of them, what I think is the best deal, which was not part of this blind, is a Knob Creek single barrel select store pick. That's 20 proof points higher at 120 proof, about the same price as this, and 20 proof points more. Those are excellent, especially if you get a really good store pick. Cheers.